Ba-ba-ba-doo-ba-ba-ba. Good to see you and you and you and you.
Today's theme is Little Libraries. Little Libraries.
Thanks, Sylvia. Ready? Here we go. Old MacRobot had a library, E-I-E-I-O. And in those books there was a dragon, E-I-E-I-O. With a there and a there. Here a there, everywhere, Old MacRobot had a library, E-I-E-I-O. Friends, books have so many wonderful things to include. Today, we're looking for the books that have magical items and mythical creatures. Wand, great. Here we go. Old MacRobot had a library, E-I-E-I-O. And in those books there was a wand, E-I-E-I-O. With, oh man, this is where I should have studied up on my Harry Potter. With Petronium Pooey here, and abracadabra there. Here, magical Harry Potter wand. Expecto Patronus there, everywhere. Expecto Patronus. Old MacDonald had a library, E-I-E-I-O. Oh man, I went back to McDonald instead of robot, didn't I? Okay, a hat wand. And in that book there was a hat wand, E-I-E-I-O, with a witch. What do you call that in Harry Potter? The house, the sorting hat that decides which house they're in. With a Slytherin selection here and a Hufflepuff selection there. Here a Gryffindor. There a, oh man, what's the fourth one? Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw? I said that. Everywhere, house sorting hat, E-I-E-I-O. That's fun. I love books. Books can be filled with all kinds of things in the science fiction, fantasy. Yeah. Share with us your favorite books with mythological creatures if you want. But right now, let's see. In fact, oh, guess what? Guess what, friends? Oh, this show today. Little libraries come in lots of different things, different ways, different possibilities. And right now, Moby is going to talk about one type of little libraries. I kind of call it a medium library, I guess. Bookmobile. Ho, ho! Have you been on a bookmobile? Check this out while Moby spends some time with Joyanne from the Kent District Library Bookmobile.
Today we're gonna get to show some friends a tour of our favorite spot.
The Bookmobile!
The Bookmobile, right? Absolutely. It's behind us. Do you know how many feet long it is?
36.
36. And it weighs,
I forget, a couple tons?
Couple tons, like 26,000 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's more than a couple tons.
It is. It's a lot.
Wow.
It's a lot.
How many books are on there?
About 4,000. I know, and it holds them all.
Wow.
Yep.
Should we go check it out closer?
Let's check it out closer.
Let's go.
Absolutely. Come on along, guys. Well, here we are on the inside of the Bookmobile, Moby. And I'm standing at our main workstation where the Bookmobile operators check books out and help people with their accounts and provide library cards. And then behind me is the cab where we drive, just behind that door. Yep.
So it's just like a library, but it's on wheels and it moves around.
Absolutely. Just like a library on wheels.
Look at all those books over there.
I know. That's going to be our next place to go. For people who love books, this is like the perfect spot to be. We've had several people say, hey, it would be so fun to sleep on the Bookmobile. And then they ask us, do you guys sleep on the Bookmobile?
Yeah.
We haven't yet.
Whoa, is that a movie theater on here?
It looks like it. This is one of our screens that we use for programming. We'll show a movie or a story, like from StoryCorps on it for our classes or our visitors. And it just helps us add another element to the kinds of activities that they can enjoy when they're on the bookmobile.
So cool.
It is cool. Well, Moby, I think it's time for us to say goodbye to our friends.
Bye, friends.
Bye,
Come
friends.
visit.
Thanks for coming and seeing the bookmobile. Hi, folks. I'm here with...
Sorry, I was not looking at the right spot. It wasn't friendly. My bad. Okay.
Moby. That was a fun little blooper at the end. So that's so cool. Joyanne and Moby on the KDL Bookmobile. Muskegon Area District Library is working on one. Grand Rapids Public one. There's different types of bookmobiles. Then there's something called the Association of Book Outreach and Bookmobiles. Oh, man, it's such a cool organization. Check out bookmobiles around the country, around the world. Oh, we got more, though, coming on. Different types of libraries. That's one type of library, little library, right? We often think of libraries as a building, but that's a library on wheels. Oh, we got more coming in the show. But right now, it's time for today's 3-sentence story. Beginning, middle, end. And the 3 words come from you. Friends, share with us a noun, person, place, or thing. And my job will be to come up with a story in 3 sentences inspired by the words you share. 3 of those words that are shared. In the first sentence, we will set the scene. In the second sentence, there will be a problem. No, but don't worry, because in the third sentence, what do we have? Solution. So, friends, who's got the word for to start things off? Game. I love games. Libraries, you can check out some games or go to the library and play games. Love it. Okay, game. First word, game. And I love making up games too, by the way. Okay, in fact, I'll go with that. I was sitting outside in the yard and I started to make up a game. There's going to be a problem. No, I just want to play a fun game. Uh-oh. Indeed, that will be a problem. Hurricane. Okay, here we go. I was sitting out in the front yard and I was making up a game. The wind started to blow and I realized a hurricane was on the way. No! What do I do? How do I solve this problem? I'm making up a game. Hurricane wind is coming. This is a serious story. This has got action, suspense. This could be a movie. That's like an action movie. Like, remember the action? You've seen different action movies where it's like, no! Run, go, help. All right. So it's a fictional story about a day I was making up a game. A hurricane came through. How do I solve the problem? I'm thinking more about the game. I could add details to that. The game, it's got something. You know what? I read a book at the library about checkers, and I thought to myself, there's a lot of strategy with this. I could make up a game that has different shapes. And like, could I reinvent checkers? So I'm going to revise that first sentence. I was sitting in the front yard inventing a game inspired by checkers. I read a book about checkers. And then the hurricane comes through. Man, the checker pieces wouldn't do well with all the wind. Okay, fish. Ha 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 ha! Indeed, fish solve the problem. Okay. Let me think for a moment. Fish. I'll get this. I'm just going to go for it. Ready? Here we go. I was sitting in the front yard creating a game inspired by checkers. The wind began to blow and a hurricane was on the way. I remember once a fish told me, when the wind blows, count to 3 with your magic wand and boop, turn yourself into a book. Does that solve the problem? I don't know if that solved the problem. I guess I'll just say, yeah, rough draft. Friends, our words are game, hurricane, fish. Maybe Michael's got some ideas on the ending. It's time to go to the Grand Rapids Wimage Lab for today's Wimage. Hey, Michael, the fish reminded me with the magic wand to turn myself into a book.
If I could turn myself into anything, a book would probably be what I would want to turn myself into.
Yeah, what would the book be about?
So I love basketball, so the book would be about basketball.
Nice.
Yeah, the basketball that saved the day.
Oh, that's got a ring to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is, would I be a basketball or would I be the hoop? I don't know. I'd have to figure that one out. I prefer the hoop.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yo, you the hoop.
Cool. Let me show you what we got.
Okay. Let's see. Today's Wimage. Whoa, look at that fish helping us out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me put it down. Just okay, how about that?
That's
okay.
Good.
Yeah. So we see the big fish telling you when the hurricane comes, just count to 3 and become a book.
Yes.
And so that's what Wimee does. And he actually becomes a book at the little library. So
is it a book about fish, or in your case it would be basketball? I wonder what I would be. I'd be a book, think about puppets.
Puppets. That's a good book.
Yeah.
So I just love the way the fish is just looking at the hurricane, saying like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Wimee's got this."
You're right. I like the perspective. The fish is right out there in the foreground of it.
He's like this. Wimee, remember what I told you?
Remember. That's good. Well, hey, great stuff, Michael. Why don't we jump right over to Language Explorers today, and we'll check back with you later in the show. Oh, friends, today we get to find out how to say today's words in Mandarin Chinese for today's Language Explorers. Hi, Miss Holly.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, Wimee.
Hey, guys. Hey.
Hi.
So, what do you think? Could you ever has a fish ever given you advice?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
maybe in a dream I've had a fish give me advice, but I don't remember. So
that was okay. So what have you got for today?
So this is a word I've said and translated several times for game. Yoshi. Yoshi.
Nice.
And then Taifeng. Taifeng for hurricane. So can you guess what this actually sounds like in English? There's another word for hurricane, but it's in
I was wondering.
Pacific.
Yeah.
Can you guess what it sounds like?
Well, it reminded me of typhoon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's pronounced as taifeng, and it's typhoon or hurricane. So when I lived in China, the first summer I lived there, I missed all the typhoons that were coming to Shanghai. I was outside of the city. But then the following summer, so summer 2019, I experienced my first ever typhoon, and I was tutoring, and my classes got canceled because it was raining so hard and the wind was just blowing so fast. And I went to the store before it happened, and I got food, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna prepare to stay inside for a couple days. So it's just wet and raining quite a lot. The next word is, I've translated this before, fish. Yu. Yu. Yeah.
I like it. I love it. Words. Oh yeah, the pages would get wet from the hurricane.
That's true.
Yeah, especially, you know what? Yeah, if I turned myself into a book, maybe I should have chosen like an umbrella instead of a book for the magic wand.
Yeah, I think an umbrella would be a little bit more useful, but actually in a typhoon you should wear a raincoat. instead.
Yeah. Oh,
Umbrella
you're right.
are not
The
effective.
wind, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Good advice. Yeah. Well, friends, check out artanddesign.net. You guys have your Chinese story time and other stuff going on. Such good stuff that you do.
Mm-hmm. Chinese story time is on Tuesdays for people who do not know, or if you're a first-time watcher. We have it every Tuesday at 7 to 7:30. Everyone is invited. If you don't speak Chinese, or if you're interested in wanting to learn Chinese, then you can come and check this out. It's a free community event. So just send us an email. We'll give you the Zoom ID and password, and it's all good. So
yeah, Academy of Art and Design, Academy of Art and Design. We'll see. Yeah, I love it. You're ready for the dance party?
I am ready for the dance party. I'm always ready for the dance party.
I love it. We'll see you then. Thanks, Miss Holly. Friends, there's so much technology to learn, to know, things to figure out, to research, to be aware of. It's time for today's Tech Talk. Hi, Miss Colleen.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, Wimee. How you doing today?
Good. If you could turn into anything with the magic wand, what would you turn into be?
Ooh, how about I've always wanted to be a fly on the wall.
You could fly around the library and all over the world,
listen into other people's conversations. It's so awful, but I've always wanted to hear what people say.
People are cool.
Yeah, they
are.
So
what have you got? What have you got for today?
Yeah, so today I wanted to tell you about, so most people know that I'm actually also with you. We run the bookmobile. So I'm also a mobile bookmobile librarian and a branch librarian. And I love to travel around and look for little free libraries. So there's little tiny libraries in neighborhoods now. And there's a group called the Little Free Library Organization. And I've got it here. I've got their world map here. So if you go to littlefreelibrary.org and our map, and you get to it there, and it's a little difficult to kind of figure out at first, but if you go just above the map, you can put in a city. And right now, I'm actually not at home in Grand Rapids right now. I'm near Hot Springs, Arkansas. So if I read all my books and I wanted to get a new book for free in nearby, I can put in Hot Springs, Arkansas in this little pop-up box here. And there's a few libraries around me where I can just click and get the address of where those are. So here's one over here that's really pretty. Whoop, let me get rid of that. So it's this pretty blue. Can you see that?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so it's got, usually there's a little window and it shows the books inside. And so with Little Free Library, you can say whether or not you want your library attached to it, and it will put you on the map. And there's thousands of libraries all over the place. So what's kind of fun is to go and check it out, see if there's any official Little Free Libraries on the Little Free Library map. But there might also be some more in your neighborhood. I know our KDL ones, we actually haven't listed those in the Little Free Library. So here I'm at kdl.org and the KDL Little Free Libraries, and these you can see are all over the Grand Rapids area. These little yellow houses are actually Little Free Libraries. This one is closest to the branch I work at. Sometimes I feel like I live there. So this is in East Grand Rapids in John Collins Park. But so it usually tells you a little picture and where they are, and so it's kind of fun. So you can find free books wherever you are, usually within a few miles. If you can't get to the actual library, you can get to a Little Free Library. So
that is so cool to have that resource of that website to go see where they are.
Yeah,
and will you clarify the difference between a public library and a Little Free Library?
Of course. So a public library, you actually usually have to live in the area and get an official card. So you have to show that you live in nearby. And with a Little Free Library, people, you give a book and you share a book. So sometimes, and if you don't have a book to give, that's okay too. But usually it's books that other people have liked, and you get to share with other people in your neighborhood or in your city, and it's free. You just swap them out. And with a public library, you have to bring them back.
Yeah,
you're required to bring them back at some point. But little free libraries, you don't have to bring it back. You can go take it with you and leave it somewhere else. And so there's there's another really cool one in airports and buses now. So check out airports and buses can have free libraries also.
Yeah, because KDL hosts one, right?
We do, yep. Kent District Library hosts one on our buses in the city, and we also host one out at the Joe Ford Airport. Yeah.
Man, so cool. Libraries, lots of libraries.
Thank you.
Well, Ms. Kalain, thank you so much, and we will see you at the dance party.
All right, sounds good. Ready to dance.
Let's see what Sibley's got for today's Lapping with Sibley.
Why can't you go to the world's biggest library? Because it's always overbooked.
The biggest library overbooked. Friends, we love chatting with cool kids. It's time for today's Kid Chat. Hello, Raina.
Hi.
Thanks for being on the show. You love stuffed animals, right?
Yeah, I have a lot of them. One of my stuffed animals that are probably not up here I've had since I was 1.
Oh, wow. So, I love it. You're surrounded by them. Will you share some of your favorite ones or most meaningful ones with us?
Yeah. This one's toothless. My sister had it. Her name's Mia because I have a lot of siblings, like 3 sisters and 1 brother. So my sister Mia gave this to me when she went to school a few years ago, and like she still does go to school, but like when it wasn't coronavirus, she gave it to me when she was going to the bus stop. This one I got for like Valentine's, I think, from Mom.
Nice.
This one I got after Spring Fling with my sister Liliana. She gave me that one.
Oh, that's adorable.
This one's one from the store. I wanted a unicorn one, and Mama got me this one, and then I said, "But I want a unicorn one." She went to go do that after, but first she told me to rub him on my face, and then I said, "Wait, I want him." So
sometimes they call out to you. You're like, "Me, I'm the one." Do you have any that connect any book characters? I think that first one you said, was that first one from How to Train a Dragon?
Oh yeah.
I thought so. Nice. Oh, who's that?
Derp, but I'm not really big on her.
That's okay. That's okay. Man. So you said you had one that goes as far back as you can remember, like when you were 1. Wow, that's special. Do you? Yeah, why don't you show us one more? Well, you can pick any one. Which one do you want to share?
I'm gonna pick him or her because like we went on this field trip and there's stuff that you could buy and Mama bought me this one. My dog chewed off the eyes, the nose, and the tongue, and I put a scrunchie on. Wait, no, Mom put a scrunchie on her.
It sounds like it's well loved, right? Sometimes that happens, and then that's okay. It's just it's a new friend in a new way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking while you were sharing these special. Do you call them? What do you call them? Stuffed animals or stuffies or something else?
Both.
Well, okay. So these stuffies, it kind of makes me think of like good books where you're like, oh, one of my favorite books. You're like, oh, some of my favorite stuffies, right? It's that connection. And it means something to you. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Raina, thank you so much for sharing those special stuffies with us. And we'd love to have you join us at the dance party. We'll see you in a bit. I love it. So fun, so good. All right. We love books, obviously. This is an episode about little libraries and books. Wait till you find out what today's book is for. Check out this book.
Hello, friends. So today I have a book to share with you called The Biblio Burro, and it is a true story about a man named Luis who lives in the country of Colombia, and he loved books. He had so many books in his house that his wife was like, what are we gonna do? So he thought to himself, I know, I will take my burros, my donkeys, and I will attach these sacks to them, and I will carry the books to villages up in the mountains and the hills where there are not libraries and the kids didn't have access to books. So he would go throughout different towns and villages carrying books to people, and they would look so forward to it. So Biblio Burro means the library on the donkeys. So I encourage you to check out this book of this true story about this little library that are on donkeys. Wimee, what do you think about that?
I love it. I think it's such a cool, true story, and so cool how to just to be like, hey, let's take these books out and let's do it on top of a donkey.
Exactly. So it's like a mobile library, like the bookmobile, but instead of on wheels, it's on legs.
Love it. I love it. Thanks for sharing that book, Miss Stephanie. Little libraries on donkeys, little libraries and little, like small, teeny little libraries that it's like a mailbox, but bigger. Bookmobiles that carry books around and all kinds of possibilities. You could create your own library, share books with friends, with family. So many possibilities. Ha. Well, friends, it's time for today's Minute with Michael.
Hey, Wimee. So Raina brought out her plushies. I wanted to bring out my plushies.
That's little me.
Hi.
Hi, me.
Hi. That was so awesome. Wow. Raina really loved her plushes.
Mm-hmm. So
that's
cool.
Awesome. It's great to see kids and express themselves through things that they've had for years and years and years. So I bet, and you probably hear Chap in the background. He hears plushies and he goes berserk.
Yeah, like Raina, one of those got
I know
by her dog.
Our dog. Well, I keep Wimee away from Chap.
Oh,
yeah, yeah. So what a great show. Little libraries are so useful, especially in communities where kids have to travel so far. And public transportation is not as accessible as it should be. Those who love public transportation, I think we should all have public transportation, right, so that we can access libraries, grocery stores, and other things. But for those who put little libraries in communities, thank you for your work and what you do. We want to inspire kids in all communities to read and become future authors.
I love it. I love it. So, you ready to dance?
I am always. I'm going to dance with the Wimee plush today.
Oh, let's do it. Let's play the music. Let's bring in our friends. Hi, Holly. And let's keep dancing with Kalaine and Raina. And, I wonder if we can get Miss Stephanie in the mix. We did. She's running the show.
Got it.
Oh, did we not hit the music? Oh my goodness. You know what? Kevin was just thinking. See, here's the thing, friends. Let me tell you the scoop. When Kevin plays the music, he can't hear it. Did you know that? He can't hear it. It's the ear, because it goes. I'll stop talking and just push the button, Kev. Now it's working, right? Oh yeah. There's a little warning message. Sorry, Raina, you're doing awesome. Hi, Michael. Wimee's Words is brought to you by Kent District Library and Wimage, with additional support by these great partners. Live weekdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.